have some good fun on the channel today because we're looking at a new fragrance from a brand I had not been familiar with until today. So I'm very excited about that. And a new, one of two new holiday collections right now from Addiction Tokyo. You're going to hear all about that and more with me, Rebecca. I am a fashion and beauty editor for print magazines and newspapers. I have been doing that for well over 20 years with some of the biggest names in the industry, but well, it's true. The printed word doesn't hold as much sway anymore. It's just true. So I have brought not fit for print, get it, beauty here to YouTube for you to have a little beauty magazine that you can check out every day or so right here on YouTube. All right, let's get into this. First thing I want to talk about is the brand Lake and Skye. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a fiend for fragrance. We'll coin that phrase. I love fragrances, and I especially love layering them. So Lake and Skye approached me. This was sent to me. Thank you, Lake and Skye. And they introduced me to their fragrance 1111, which is really a staple for the brand. They've since built on it. They have like they have perfume version. This is the eau de perfume version, which is a slightly different version we'll talk about in a moment. But they have like a purse spray. They have like a little rollerball version. They have a vanilla version of this, as well as a ton of other really intelligent, interesting fragrances. I encourage you to check them out. I'll link it below in the description bar. This one is really fun. So this is $98. This is kind of a crisp, transparent, white amber shade. And it's done in an organic sugarcane alcohol. So it gives it kind of a lighter, wispy, it's a crisp, kind of transparent fragrance. When I wore this, I wore it alone the first day, and boy, it lasted all day, and I didn't even put that much on because I was just trying it. And it was really beautiful, and I couldn't place it. Then I started layering with it, and it totally came to life. Like, to me, I mean, you could wear it on its own, but to me, this is like a base that you can build off of either with a gourmand sweet fragrance, which is always my preference, or you can go somewhat a little bit muskier. But to me, it really tempers the sweet fragrances and the gourmand fragrances, which might be why the brand has made a vanilla version of it. But when I talked to the brand about it, they said it's kind of a your scent but better, and it's just kind of a really personal fragrance, and they agreed. It layers beautifully. So I just wanted to show that to you and show you the bottle. I have really been enjoying it. It's just so pretty, and it comes, see, I mean, it's just such a nice gift too if you're looking for holiday gifts. But I encourage you, especially if like me, you love to layer and you love beautiful, like, independent fragrance houses, I urge you to check out Lake and Skye. This is $98, but there's so many versions of this scent. I just want you to check out all the other offerings too from Lake and Skye, and I put that below in the description bar to make that easier for you so you can take a look. Really, really fun stuff. Okay, Addiction Tokyo is in the holiday spirit now. They have a Holiday 2 release that's not out yet. I signed up for it. Looks like it's called Through the Glass, the Holiday 2 release. It's got eyeshadow palettes. It looks like something for the lips and maybe a mascara. I'm just going by the photo. Who knows? By the time this video comes out, I'm filming early, it might have been introduced already. So forgive me if I'm working just on a photo right now during a time of filming. And I have signed up to get notified about that. I'm excited about that. But the one thing I did pick up already was their limited edition Fantasy Freefall set for $56, which is a really good price. And you get three, I was going to say two, they're not really mini actually. They're really cute. Let me just show you. Take away the mini part of it. You get three things. You get the eyeshadow. It's like a warm toned kit, but it doesn't go red. So it's like my kind of warm tones, kind of golden tones. You get this eyeshadow, which is the Fantasy Freefall 102 Little Voyager. It's got kind of this cocoa color and this golden color, and we're gonna swatch them outside as well. But let me just show you them here in studio. Cocoa and a golden color. And they're just really wearable. I am wearing them already right now, but look at how beautifully that's swatched. I always compare this brand to Suku because in my head they kind of work there. Now this is bigger. I thought this was the eyeshadow palette, but here is the eyeshadow palette. Is tiny. And then we have our little blush palette, which is the Fantasy Freefall in 102 Daydream Moment. And what this has, and you can mix them together too. I'm wearing it also. This has a blush. a really burnt orange shade. This is really fall to me. And then it has two different highlighters. I'll show you that there. A blush and two different highlighters. One of them is really glowy and one of them is just kind of white. You know, it just kind of brings light to the high points. And you can also mix these all together. I'll show you how I play with it in the demo. And we are going to see these swatches outside. And then we have this kind of coppery lip shade right here, which is their Lip Balm Glow in 102, also 102, Cup of Joy. And that is kind of a bronzy shade. There it is in studio lighting. Oh, super comfy. And actually, they wear really well. They last a long time. But let's take that outside into the warm California sunshine so you can take a look at it. I've got Fantasy Freefall Warm Toned Eye Kit on top, the eyeshadow. And then underneath that is the blush trio. And then underneath that, the Cup of Joy Lip Balm Glow Tint. I just wanted you to be able to see that outside because that is where we see these things the best, I think. I'm sure you'd agree. All right, I want to go now to the demo so you can see this because this is, I think, a really fun, it's a great little gift. Don't forget to gift to yourself as well. And they come just housed, I had it around here somewhere, in this tiny little kit. I mean, it's the most adorable stocking stuffer or fun little gift if you are so inclined to get that for someone. I always say teachers too. Don't forget your teachers might enjoy this. If you're looking for a fun gift for teachers, especially a teacher who seems to be kind of fashionable, kind of out there. To me, also, if you're in the U.S., this is like the ultimate fall Thanksgiving harvesty palette. So I kind of like that too. It's just really copper, golden, and kind of burnt orange. So for warm, I think that's actually really pretty that it doesn't go red. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the demo. Make sure you're subscribed, and here we go. All right, let's start with the lip balm. I don't normally, if I'm not on camera, start with lip balm, by the way. But whenever I'm on camera, I'm always like, I need some color in my face, you know? I'm looking in the viewfinder and I'm like washed out. You know what I mean? Okay, this is Cup of Joy. I love their lip products. I don't think I ever tried one of their balms. Oh, that's really interesting. It's kind of a coppery, that's really holiday. If you're in the US, it's kind of Thanksgiving. It's giving Thanksgiving. Somewhere, my children are both in class at school, and they just had a wave of embarrassment go wave over them, and they don't know why. It's because I said something was giving Thanksgiving. I think it's clever, but wherever they are, they're experiencing secondhand embarrassment. Okay. I love this brand's lip products. Okay. And then I feel a little bit, better. So here is the blush palette. Let's dip into that first. I have some rougher brushes to use here. Here is the rougher number 5. And I'm going to, I could go across all of these, but I'll just use them, I'll use them separately. This is obviously the blush. You guys saw, I have a brush hair on my face. Okay, that's better. You guys saw the swatches. I could go across them. Honestly, I could, but I think I'll just do it a little bit separately here. Now, this number 5 brush from Rephr is a fluffy brush. And if I wanted to, I could use a little bit of a denser blush and get a more concentrated look on my cheek. But I don't want to today. I just want to do something really gentle and light. And this is very warm. This is very orange autumn. You know what's back and amazes me? I'm going to do the other cheek now. These, and I age myself. I'm a little too young for this, I admit, but I do remember it. They used to do our seasons, and our seasons were about what color we should wear. Like you were in autumn season, and I think that meant you were warm. I am admittedly a bit too young for it, but it's back. I think it was an 80s trend, was it? Yeah, I think it was, I don't know. You guys will have to remind me. Those of you who are a bit more mature than I am will have to remind me. But it's back, and there's like new ways to do the colors and it's kind of interesting. Okay, now I brought over this is my favorite highlight brush. This is the Rephr number 4. It's got the little slope. So I'm going to go across both highlights, I think. You can choose one or the other, but I'm going to kind of combine them. This is a real holiday look, but actually it's kind of a nice fall look. And I'm going to even top it over the blush. Now remember what I told you earlier. I can, if I want to, and I'll show you here, just do this, and that will give me kind of a blush slash glow. And it doesn't show pores or anything like that. I mean, it's not going to be great for pores because, you know, I put the highlighter in with it. But I think actually that's really pretty. And you know what I'm going to say? I think this would be beautiful on the eyes as well. Because you know, everything to me is a face palette. But this eyeshadow palette we're going to look at next is clearly not a face palette, so don't get confused. This is that was the blush in Daydream Moment 102. Here is the eyeshadow palette in 102 Little Voyager. Boy, I thought this was the eyeshadow palette. This reminded me more of like one of those eyeshadow bricks from Victoria Beckham Beauty, right? Okay, so this has that kind of a golden hue and a little bit of a kind of a cocoa color. And I'm going to put this cocoa color onto the Rephr 15 brush and just kind of run it in here. Now this is a little bit of a satiny shade. If you wanted something a little more matte for the crease, you could use bronzer as well, which I think would really work. But I'm not having too much trouble here when I put it into the crease of my eye. This is performing like the Addiction Tokyo shadows I love. Sometimes lately Addiction Tokyo has been leaving me a little bit, you know, I always say that this is like, I want to say the poor man's, but that's not the right way to say it. The poor man and woman's Suku, the budget Suku. Not that this is a budget. I mean, this is $56, but you know, what I always have said is they perform like Suku. And this one is. Okay, I'm not switching brushes. I don't care. I'm going into this yellow brick gold shade and just putting it all over. I'm going to put it in the inner corner of the eye and all over the lid. Ooh-wee, that's pretty. Oh boy, I love this. So it's a very warm look, but it's not reds. Sometimes when warms want to go reddish brown or brick red, there's a time and place for that, but sometimes it gets a little bit too much for me. I think this is just the right amount. This is just the right amount of copper, but also kind of comes off as like a brown leaning lipstick, you know, like Fenty first introduced me to all that time ago, long ago, with their Chocolate shade. And it's just kind of, so it's kind of giving those kind of vibes. And this is beautiful. I mean, this is not the only holiday assortment from Addiction Tokyo. Holiday 2 is coming, as I told you, and I'll make sure to order that. But right now, if you want a little pick-me-up for $56 of this limited edition Fantasy Freefall set is adorable. You have to be able to pull off slightly warmer shades, but wow, it's lovely. And I really do encourage you to look at Lake and Skye, whether you're looking at this particular, what I'm calling a layering perfume of 1111 or one of their vanilla or rose or any of their other scents. They have so many beautiful ones on there. They have a saffron one on. I mean, just all sorts of pretty things. And I'll link to that below just so you guys can check them out, because I think if you are a fragrance lover like I am, I was thrilled to get acquainted with them, and I think you will be too. So check that out as well. Make sure that you check down below for information on our Facebook page. It's free. Helen runs it. She's amazing. I run our membership here, right here on YouTube for $4.99 a month. The money all goes back into buying stuff for this channel, of course. But you can also catch me over on Instagram and TikTok, Threads. You can give super thanks, whatever, any way that you're involved with this channel. I'm so happy to have you. Make sure to share and like, and of course, subscribe. That's the best thing for me. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.